This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for September 28, 2023. And in the news this evening, attorneys partly to blame for high rate of adjournments, says Chief Justice. Chief Justice Brent Sykes says a failure of attorneys to comply with the deadlines set by case management orders is partly to be blamed for the high rate of adjournments in court matters. Justice Sykes' comment comes amid criticism that the justice system is not as efficient as it should be. He said while there is a need for judges to be more efficient in managing cases, attorneys also play a role in the rate of disposition of matters before the courts.
We have a high rate of adjournment. Can't remember the data now, but it is there. High rate of adjournment. And it has nothing to do with the shortage of courtrooms, the absence of judges, shortage of judges. Simply because the orders are not complied with and therefore the matters have to be adjourned. So it means that your rate of disposition is impacted. And consequently, when you have new cases coming in and your rate of disposition is not where it ought to be, of course you're going to have a backlog. And if you could employ 1,000 judges, if your processes remain inefficient, you won't see the results. It's not a number of judges question, it's an efficiency question.
Suspect in St. Anne girls' rape and murder being questioned by police. The 27-year-old suspect in the rape and murder of 9-year-old Talia Thompson in Discovery Bay, St. Anne, is being questioned by the police. Detectives started their interrogation on Tuesday. The suspect remains in hospital, where he has been since the September 23 incident. A candlelight service will be held on Sunday, October 1, for Talia at the family's home at Fort Land Road in Discovery Bay. Auditor General wants the Transport Authority to recover $11.5 million payment to former MD. It has been recommended that the Transport Authority take steps to recover the improper payment of $11.5 million to former Managing Director Willard Hilton. The recommendation is outlined in the Auditor General's Department's Special Audit Report of the Transport Authority's Human Resource and Administration Practices and the procurement transactions executed between 2017 and 2022 in response to allegations of breaches. The report was tabled in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. Mr. Hilton was appointed acting managing director of the Transport Authority on December 1, 2020. According to the Auditor General's report on March 1, 2020, the Transport Authority made a payment of approximately $11.5 million to a contract officer who was purportedly terminated. It said the termination letter did not set out the reason for separation, but instead indicated that the decision was based on discussions with the then board chairman Joseph Shuker. But Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis said her department was aware that Mr. Hilton, at the time of his termination on December 31, 2019, had already signed an employment contract on December 23, 2019 with Jamaica Ultimate Tire Company Limited as a general manager with an effective start date of January 1, 2020. The Auditor General found that Mr. Shuker authorized that payment be made to Mr. Hilton for a time not served on the contract as a general manager of Human Resource and Administration. Mrs. Monroe Ellis said Mr. Hilton was reappointed by the Transport Authority approximately 1 year later in a higher post to act as managing director. She said her department could not determine the reason behind the termination of the officer on the basis that his assignment at the JUTCL, another public body, was converted to a permanent appointment the day following his separation. The Auditor General said it was expected that the Transport Authority would have simply approved his transfer to another government agency. She said on that basis, there was no need to make separation payment to the officer, only to re-engage him a year later in a higher post. The Auditor General found that the severance pay did not accord with Government of Jamaica staff orders and should be recovered. Additionally, the former managing director's contract was not in line with the Board of Directors' November 24, 2020 decision for the terms of engagement, which should have been for 90 days, and the position advertised thereafter. Current Managing Director of the Transport Authority, Ralston Smith, told the news that he was reviewing the special audit report and would comment on it at a later date. Meanwhile, the Auditor General's special audit report found that 40 positions on the Transport Authority's staff listing were not approved by the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, while the contracts of 3 senior managers were not approved by the Finance Ministry. These include Accounting Clerk Level 5, Administrative Officer Level 5, Court Liaison Officer Level 6, and Human Resource Officer Level 7. The Auditor General has recommended that the Transport Authority ensure that its human resource practices are in keeping with its human resource and administration policy. It should also regularize its operations with the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service pertaining to the unapproved positions and the contracts. Medic's cell phone pinged the cell tower in Linstead, says police. Criminal investigators have revealed that the cell phone owned by Stephanie Medic Williams last pinged the cell tower in Linstead, St. Catherine, not long after her disappearance over a month ago. The police are following up on leads in Linstead, but there is no concrete proof of anything yet. We are also trying to get information on the vehicle that came to pick her up from her apartment, but there is nothing yet, no leads, a police source told the news. Today, September 28, marks the 5th week since the dancehall artist was reported missing to the authorities. Today is my birthday as well, and I have to admit, it is so sad. I am not eating. I am trying my best to keep up. This week was supposed to be a celebration. The 8th of October is Stephanie's birthday. We were planning a trip for us, my daughters, the whole family, but this season has turned into something else. Businesswoman Millicent McCurdy, the mother of the dancehall artist, said. McCurdy said she has had a dialogue with the police since leading a protest at the Content Spring police station earlier this week. After the protest, the police reached out to me. I am grateful for that. And the other police have told me that they would call me next week with updates. I want to thank the Church of God in St. John's Road, Spanish Town, and the Church of God in Jamaica in Westmoreland, my own church, who have been here with me. There are pastors from the Church of God all over Jamaica who have been calling me to offer support. So I am grateful for the support, McCurdy said. According to the police, 29-year-old Stephanie Williams was last seen wearing a black blouse, black tights, and a pair of black shoes. She is of brown complexion, slim build, and is about 5 feet 7 inches tall. Anyone with information can call 311, and if the information leads to her safe return, they will have access to a $1 million reward. The problem is that I have not seen Crime Stop reposting the reward, so that we can get any possible information about her whereabouts. They need to do that, but I haven't called them. I just don't have the strength to do everything, she said. Medic is best known for songs such as Money Feelings and her growing catalog of collaborations, such as Overcome, featuring Shano, and the Boss Level featuring Javelani. However, McCurdy said that her daughter was more than just a dancehall artist, as she was a successful entrepreneur, as well with a brand of holistic products available at pharmacies all over Jamaica. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.